What's up, movie nerds? It's your girl Cece, and let's get candid about the fire inside. Okay, so as you can see, I'm kind of in a different outfit because we had some audio issues, so I'm just going to be redoing a couple of the parts again, so hopefully you can understand. Let's get back into it. The Fire Inside overall was a decent movie. I think it started off really strong. I found Clarissa Shields, the protagonist, to be very empowering in the beginning. I think she came from a very intense place that put her in situations that aren't very ideal, and she made the most of it. I mean, she was able to get herself out of bad situations and also help the people that she loved, which was her family. She made sure that they were fed despite her mother not being very attentive, and she wanted to get them out of the bad place that they were in. She wanted to get the money to be able to move them into a better house, into a better neighborhood, into a better life, and I think that's very, very admirable of her. She made the most out of a tough situation.
I think she's neat.
It's just the way she handled herself towards the end of the movie that kind of brought this movie down to where it could have been. I think the note we ended on was just not fulfilling for the audience. There was no closure.
You and your dad talking, closure.
And I think if there was closure at the end, we all would have walked away from it thinking, this was an amazing movie. It's just the bit at the end that just kind of tanked it a bit for me. But all in all, I think the movie was decent, so just keep that in mind. Some of the things I don't agree with, some of the things could have been better, but overall, decent.
Spoiler alert.
I don't really know if you could spoil a movie based on a true story, because if you know Clarissa Shields, you kind of know what's going on. But for those who don't know, and for those who still want to see The Fire Inside, spoilers probably will be coming. You've been warned. Now, let's get into it.
I mean, really, let's do this, mother!
Acting. I give that a 7 out of 10. I think the child actor for the main protagonist could have been a bit better. I mean, she wasn't very expressive. It looked like it was like pulling teeth out of her. I don't know if that was sort of the vibe that they were going for, but it didn't really work for me. So I think she could have done better, but overall, acting very well. All in all, most of the cast did very well. 7 out of 10. Story/script. I give that a 7 out of 10. We're talking about a town in Michigan where it's primarily black people.
Like, we in the hood.
So you want to make sure the script reflects that. You have to have the vernacular, the slang, something that makes you feel real and grounded in that area. And they did very well. But we never got a feel-good moment at the end. Nobody made anything better. And when you have something like that and you kind of just end on a note, I mean, she just got on a bus and she was gone. And I don't know about you, but I want to know about the coach. That's why I give it a 7 out of 10. It could have been better. I give the theme a 4 out of 10. You know, in the beginning of the movie, all the way to like 3/4 of the way through, I think the theme was very good. Almost a 10 out of 10, really, because it was always get back up. Don't let them get you down. Don't be disappointed.
No matter how many times I get hit, I always get back up.
Which is a very good theme, I think. I think you should always give your best. Always get back up, because if you let yourself fail and stay down, you never learn. And it just keeps you down. So you always want to get back up. And that's what the coach was saying the entire time to Clarissa. This is just a bump in the road. This is just a little stumbling block. Don't let it get you completely down, because if it gets you completely down, then this stumbling block ends your journey.
It's just a bump in the road.
Keep going. You will go on to greater things. But I think that's where we lost it, right? When she started to believe that she deserved greater things just because. Right? And that's what happened 3/4 of the way into the movie. She became entitled. The theme became, you should be able to get anything because you are the best at something. So you're entitled to great things because you're good at something. You deserve it.
I'm the best you ever seen.
But that's not how the world works. You're not entitled to anything. And she thought she was entitled to endorsements and money because the coach was telling her that if she won a gold medal, she would get endorsements. She believed that. And when it didn't happen, all hell broke loose. She turned on her coach. She turned on the Olympic committee that was actually trying to help her. The coach helped her so greatly in this movie by giving her a place to stay when her mom kicked her out, feeding her, being her coach, because she wouldn't have been able to do boxing if the coach didn't bend the rules, because the boxing place that he volunteered at only allowed boys, but then he allowed her, and so she got a chance. He did a lot for her, and I think she was grateful in the beginning, but it just didn't seem like that at the end, because when she didn't get any endorsements, he was the first person that she blamed.
And I want everything that you promised me.
Because she thought she was entitled to the money, and he didn't do anything. And then she wouldn't do what the Olympic Committee wanted her to do, like to dress up nicely, to put a good face on for the reporters, because she didn't want to change who she was, which is a good thing in most stuff. But when you're trying to play the game to get money, play the game. Don't not play the game, because then you won't win.
I'm just playing the game like you wanted me to.
I think she does deserve money. She should be able to reap the fruits of her labor. But the people who have the authority to give her these endorsements is not the coach. It's the people giving the endorsements. She thought she was entitled to endorsements when they were like, nah, I don't think you are, because I don't think you can get me money. There's gotta be a give and take here, and she didn't want to give anything. And I understand that she wanted the best because she was trying to get her family out of a bad situation. I know that's why she was so belligerent on it.
I want the best for you.
But you can't poo-poo on the stuff that you get, because anything is better than nothing, and she was starting at nothing. I believe that she is good at heart because she wanted so desperately to get her family out of the bad situation. But the way she went about it was so entitled, to the point where it's just like, I'm struggling to root for you because you're just hurting my soul. The fact of the matter is, people aren't entitled to anything just because they're good at something.
I don't give a damn what you think you are entitled to.
And that's why the theme just didn't land for me. The details. I give that a 9 out of 10. Everything seemed to be in place. Flint, Michigan looked like how it was supposed to look like in, 2012-ish? It felt like you were there. And then in the Olympics, they all had their outfits correct, it seemed, and it all just felt correct. The different locations were on point. The details were really nice. Now we're running into the reasons for the rating, and this is where all the spoilers will come, really, okay? So you have been warned. Spoilers ahead.
Don't try what you are about to see at home.
So let's get into the reasons for the rating. This movie is a PG-13 drama. Now, is it PG-13? I really don't think so. And the only reason why is because of the language. There happen to be 2 F-bombs in this movie. And according to the people who do the ratings for movies, you're only allowed 1 F-bomb in a PG-13 movie before it turns to R.
I got some R-rated dialogue for you, but I'm gonna keep it PG.
But because that was literally the only thing that could make it R-rated, maybe the people let it slide.
Well, that's just stupid.
But that's up for you to decide. But let's start off with the drugs and alcohol. People were drinking and smoking in this movie. Nothing that went into drunk territory, but there was a good bit of drinking and smoking. Now for the sex content. Yikes! Because we only saw it between 16-year-olds and 17-year-olds. Yikes! Yikes!
Oh, yikes.
I didn't like it. The first moment, we see 2 16-year-olds start kissing at a bowling alley, and we're like, alright, 16-year-olds do what 16-year-olds do. But then we end up in a hotel room with them on top of each other. Just, and I was just like, oh dang, wait a minute. Is we doing what we about to be doing? But no. She stopped it. And I was just like, huh. Okay.
Did I miss the trigger warning?
And then she started talking about how she was sexually abused by someone that her mom brought into her life. And it was just like, wait a minute. Hold up now. And then her younger sister gets a baby at some point in the movie. Her younger sister. She was only 16 to 17 in this movie. And her younger sister gets a baby. Hold up. Wait a minute. Who's the baby daddy?
Excuse me, what?
We didn't see her make the baby, but she did get a baby. Then she turns 17, Clarissa Shields, right? And she goes to the prom with the dude that she ended up with in the 16-year-old, Zay, right? So same man. They go to prom, then they end up in a hotel room again. But we don't see them go to the hotel room. We just see them wake up together in the morning light. So it alludes to sex. Why are we watching on a big screen 2 16-year-olds slash 17-year-olds alluding to sex? Did we need that part of the movie? I didn't like it. Because why are we watching underage people? We didn't see it, but all the implications were there.
It's implied.
So before we get into the language, which was a doozy, by the way, let's talk about the violence. This is a boxing movie. So if you're wondering if there's violence in it, yes there is. But it's nothing graphic. We don't see any blood. We don't see anybody getting knocked out. All we see is like a couple of fights, throw some punches, somebody wins, we move on.
Lame! tame.
Literally, the violence is so tame in this movie, it's even more okay than just watching boxing outright on the Olympics. The Olympics was more graphic than this movie. That's saying something. If it's a movie about boxing, you would think the violence would be a little bit more, you know? Granted, there was a punch that was thrown outside of the ring because somebody was trying to get fresh with Clarissa. She told him no, he still tried, and she punched his lights out. Good on her, by the way.
See, that's what you get.
And there was also some archival footage at the end of the movie, but again, nothing graphic. Anybody could watch it. Now, let's get into the language. So, while I was watching this movie, I kept a tally of all of the swear words that I heard while watching this movie. And oh my goodness, there was so much swearing. This movie loved to swear. I don't think there was a scene that went by that there wasn't a swear word in it, which is kind of crazy for a PG-13 movie. I think what they lacked in violence, they made up for with language. And the fact that there was over 30 swear words in this film, in like a 2-hour span, that's crazy to me. Like I said before, there were 2 F-bombs in this movie, 14 S words, 7 D words, 4 BS's, 6 A words, 2 GDs, 2 hells, and 1 B word. Holy crap, that's a lot.
Yeah, that's a lot, I guess.
I mean, it worked for the script, I guess, because that's real life. So, does it keep it PG-13?
I don't know.
Overall, I give the movie a 5 out of 10. The movie was not the worst I've ever seen. It wasn't the best either. It was decent. I think it really fell off the wagon 3/4 of the way through because she just became so entitled and just crapped all over the coach.
Then you had to just go and ruin the ride.
I wanted some type of closure where she said sorry or thank you for everything, but we just didn't get any of it. She just hopped on a bus, went on her life, and what, we didn't hear anything else about the coach. I mean, yeah, he's still volunteering, but did she give him any money? I mean, did anything happen between her and Zay either? Like, it's just, there was so many loose ends.
Closure doesn't exist.
I really wanted that apology too, because it just made her really unlikable towards the end. And I really don't think that helps your story if your protagonist is unlikable. Now, she was very admirable throughout most of the movie. It was just, she acted really childish and entitled at the end, and that sucks, because your movie could have been really good if we just had a bit of closure and a bit of just an apology at the end.
See, you lost me there.
That's it. That's the whole reason why this movie didn't land for me. Otherwise, it would have been great. I mean, it was great. You were rooting for her the entire time. You wanted her to get that gold medal. Even when she did act a fool a couple of times, you still wanted her to get that gold medal. I just wish she appreciated the people who got her there. For me, I wouldn't watch the movie again. I just don't want to go through all that stress again. And you know, sports movies don't really interest me. I'm gonna be honest, they really don't. So I just wouldn't watch it again. But if you want to see The Fire Inside, it might still be in theaters. If not, I am sure it's coming to streaming very soon.
Wrap that up and give it to a child on Christmas, because we're done.
Thank you guys so much for watching. If you want to see more content like this, make sure you comment down below. I always read your comments and I will reply. Promise. And make sure you like this video so I can make more of it like this for you. The subscribing helps, so do that. If you want to see another movie that I haven't reviewed yet, which, let's be honest, there's a lot of movies I haven't reviewed yet. I've only done 2. Then comment down below. I will try to get as many movies as I can. Be aware though, I cannot stand horror. And share this with your friends so they can hear about my movie reviews. And just remember, here at Candid Cinema, it's okay to talk, it's okay to text, and I will CC you later. Bye!